that we can have a better future. Good afternoon to everyone present here. Welcome to the more awaited part of our festivities, the debate and quiz. Before we start, I would like to remind everyone of today's importance. People all over the world are celebrating the World Environment Day today to raise awareness around environmental issues, starting from air pollution to illegal wildlife trade and rising sea levels to food security. The theme for this year's Environment Day is economic restoration. Ecosystem restoration means preventing, halting, and reversing this damage, to go from exploiting nature to healing it. Now, let us invoke the blessings of the Lord before we move on to our highly awaited festivities.
All-powerful God, you are present in the whole universe and in the smallest of your creatures.
You embrace with your tenderness in all that exists.
Pour out upon us the power of your love, that we may protect life and beauty.
Fill us with peace, that we may live as brothers and sisters, harming no one.
Bring healing to our lives, that we may protect the world, not prey on it. We may sow beauty, not pollution and destruction.
We thank you for being with us each day. Encourage us, we pray, in our struggle for justice, love, and peace.
Good afternoon again. I am glad to have the privilege of introducing the debate that we are going to have next. Before we start, I would like to welcome our dearest Father Joyce, Principal of Christ Academy, Father Arun, Vice Principal of CBSE, and Father Joshua, Vice Principal of ICSE. Furthermore, I would like to introduce our respected judges, Ms. Rincy Vincent, Ms. Sanjukta, and Ms. Reggie. Thank you, teachers, for gracing our event with your presence. And finally, a warm welcome to all the teachers and students of Christ Academy, along with the participants of this debate. Participants, I wish you the best of luck. The topic for the debate is trying to maintain ecological harmony may restrict ecological growth. The participants will be judged on how they introduce the topic, their knowledge of the subject, logical and convincing arguments, fluency of language, intonation and voice modulation, coherence in putting forward your ideas, and a convincing rebuttal. You have 2 + 1 minutes to state your arguments, and you will be given a warning at 2 minutes.
So we will start off with the debate session with the first participant for today, who will be going for the topic. All the best, Krishna Nair. Stage is yours.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Krishna Nair of grade 9A, and I'm going to go for the topic right now. Common folk usually define economic growth as an increase in the real GDP of a nation. But on the other hand, economists define economic growth as an increase in the full employment of a nation. The problem with this notion is that the full employment output of a nation is a number that is impossible to calculate. But regardless of that, we can say that solving climate change will cause our full employment output in the short more than the baseline will cost us. The intergovernmental panel for climate change, or the IPCC, has to say this, that to solve climate change, we will need our emissions by 63% of what they are right now by the year 2050. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development has made an estimation based on their economic models. They have stated that this reduction will cost us cumulatively 4% of the real GDP of 2050 as compared to baseline. The problem with their model is that it makes a verifying assumption that the members of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, which is the largest cartel in the world, will accept binding climate change action at a global without any hassle, which most probably will not be the case. And therefore, we can assume that the actual costs of solving climate change will be around 4 to 15% of the cumulative GDP of 2050 as compared to baseline. I rest my case.
Thank you, Krishna. Your time has elapsed.
Thank you, Krishna. You made some very good points there. Now I'd like to call upon Aditya Nulu, who will be speaking for the topic.
Am I visible? Am I audible as well?
Yes.
Thank you. So, with human population increasing at an alarming rate, increasing consumer demands and rapid urbanization, countries will look to sustain economic growth. However, as nature continues to go awry, we will have to look for solutions to prevent further damage. Even in these situations, developing countries will face difficulties as they lack the financial capacity to invest in expensive infrastructures. So how can we really promote sustainable development in countries, both ecologically and economically? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aditya Nulu of 9A, and I believe that trying to maintain an ecological harmony may restrict the economic growth, and that economy and ecology do not grow together. So in order to sequester carbon to prevent ecological degradation, we need to introduce better technologies which will help our noble cause, such as usage of machines and AI in waste disposal, capturing solar energy, reduction of carbon emissions, etc. However, alongside it, the cost of living increases to raise capital to build proper infrastructure for it. High costs of living further lead to social problems, financial as well. The prevention of degradation of various forest ecosystems through deforestation and going on efforts to replenish them through afforestation is a popular remedy for ecological damage control. However, this too has its side effects. We receive plenty of resources needed for production of daily commodities from forest lands such as timber, rubber, resin, and others. Such areas are also useful for agriculture and for accommodating a massive human population. When such lands aren't utilized, a number of problems arise, such as lack of raw materials, space, agricultural land, etc. Such are examples of how efforts to enable ecological well-being negatively impact the economy. We will simply have to accept the fact that if we move towards a green and clean lifestyle, we will have to sacrifice for it. Thank you.
Hi all. There has been a small issue which has happened. So we will be going ahead with one rebuttal from the moderators. Will be picking one of the participants to ask a question to the ones who just spoke, right? So we will have Ivan picking a participant who will be asking one question, just one question to Aditya.
All right. So, does Pradyan Raju from Against the Team have any questions to ask? Pradyan Raju.
So Aditya had mentioned that developing countries do not have the raw material and the infrastructure to have a better economical, ecological harmony. So I would tell him that in the Paris Agreement, India set its sights on cutting emissions intensity by 33 to 35% below 2005 levels and generating 40% of its electricity from non-fossil fuel sources by 2030.
This developing countries, I don't only mean India, there are other countries as well. So this may be true that particular countries such as India, they have the ability to do so, but it does not depend on just one country to change the entire global ecology and its
I would
standards.
also like to give an example of Bhutan, which is a carbon negative country and its economy is one of the fastest growing in the world. It has a GDP of 253.05 crore US dollars.
Well,
It is a carbon negative country. The intake
Bhutan
is
has
7
done
million tons of carbon, and the carbon dioxide given out by the country is just 2 million.
well. So far. We are doing a good job in continuing to reduce the carbon emissions. But however, lifestyles will also be affected with the increase in technology and the costs that we give for it.
Yes, that will do. He has answered the question. So thank you so much, Pradyan and Aditya. Next, is Dia here? Dia will ask a question to Krishna Nair. Thank you.
All right. So, how sure are you that maybe how sure are you that maybe our economy might not all grow just because we make compromises for our environment for our ecological harmony to speed up?
So when I say economy, I mean the global economy, especially countries such as the Middle East, which export oil, will majorly suffer if we have an effective plan, a binding global plan to solve climate change.
All right.
Yes, thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Dia.
Okay, so moving on, I would like to call upon Anne Christine to speak against the topic. Anne, your time starts now. All the best.
Good day to everyone present here. I am Anne Christine of grade 9A and I will be against this topic. In present-day society, although we recognize our dependence on earthly resources, its water, oxygen, and other elements, perhaps we do not recognize the connection between the economy and the earth. Perhaps the profundity of each interdependence has been buried by our search for happiness, although through materialism and economic growth. Or perhaps we do not know what to do if our nations fail to attain higher GDP and our businesses do not make a profit. How then could we flourish as individuals? The significance of this long recognized but superficially embraced interdependence is that there are limits to Earth's natural resources and thus to any economic growth that depends on them. Limits that, if not honored, would gravely affect the future. The anxiety is mounting about our ability to achieve sustainability. That is, our ability to meet our needs while ensuring that future generations will be able to meet their needs. Thus, our continued emphasis on the economic growth we know today is diametrically opposed to sustainability of our planet. Although there has been progress in developing alternative energy sources to wean us from carbon based energy, it is time, many say, to bring an end to growth, to rethink our priorities, to conserve, to reinvent. Companies, individuals, and nations are beginning to recognize the urgency. However, the real issue is whether we can grow our economy and sustain our planet, or whether these two are mutually exclusive. Can we have both? Or alternatively, can we substitute something else in place of unbounded economic growth? Now, the question is, how do you restore this balance? To address the paradox between economic growth and sustainability, we must find a way to balance the two and allow them to coexist. This balance may be possible not only by developing the alternative energy sources, but mostly by dramatically containing the growth spirals of economy, population and depletion of resources, reducing them to a state of near stasis. Effects of these actions would certainly affect standard living for many nations and impose restrictions on energy use, emissions, and population growth across the globe. This balancing act must also be accompanied by a deep understanding that the nature of this problem is the tension between short term growth and long term survival. Economic growth not only depends on use of energy resources, but also on the striving to stand out. In today's world, consumerism is rooted in this deep human need for significance. More things impart more importance to the individual in the eyes of self and others. But suppose we could translate the consumerism that stimulates economic growth into another way to achieve significance. Suppose we had a meaningful purpose to which we could commit heart and soul. Such a purpose would not only allow us to gracefully reduce our dependence on economic growth, but would fill a void in our lives and make us truly stand out.
And I'm sorry,
Yes.
but your time is up. I would like to call upon Krishna Nair to ask her any question that he wants.
Okay, so I don't have any question actually.
Krishna, you will be marked upon the questions you ask. So, are you sure you don't have any questions on the speech?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Anne.
Okay, next up, I'd like to call upon Shriyesh Shankar to speak for the topic.
Am I audible?
Yes, you can
Yes, you're
start.
audible.
So, good evening. I'm Sriyesh, and I'm speaking for the topic. So, I would like to take the example of the Industrial Revolution. Like, it is the greatest economic growth period, but it also depleted most of the natural resources, and also chemicals and fuels were utilized and polluted the air and rivers. I would like to say that instead of using petrol and fossil fuels, I would request to use electric and also more sustainable energies without destroying the ecosystem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shriyesh. I'd like to call upon Sanchit to ask questions if I need to, Shriyesh.
Um, right now I don't have any questions actually.
May I ask a question to him? I have a question for him.
Okay, yeah.
So Shriyesh mentioned in his speech, he cited an example of industrial revolution, but isn't it a clear example of how we achieved economic growth, but we depleted our ecological, our nature's resources? So isn't it for the topic, it kind of relates to what our topic is for. Economic economic growth is affected by by trying to maintain ecological harmony. The more our economic, the more we receive the more we receive economic growth, our ecology is also affected. It grows inversely. So how would you explain that? Why did you take the example of industrial revolution when it is a pure example of how our ecology depleted as our economy increased?
I'm just stating that during, if you want to make a huge difference in economic growth, you need to, it will just deplete some of our natural resources. That's why I'm mentioning like electric energy to equalize it with, so that it won't destroy the harmony and
All right. I think the question was asked and answered. Thank you so much, Aditya and Shreesh. I think we'll move on to the next participant. Divya, are you here?
I'm sorry, did you mean Dia?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, the time starts now.
Protecting ecological balance is an issue that everybody can be involved in. You have the power to have a positive effect, no matter how small, in maintaining the delicate balance of the Earth's ecosystem. You have recycle to help prevent the other harvesting of natural resources. Conserve energy by choosing more energy efficient appliances and automobiles. If everybody uses less energy, pollution decreases and less coal gets used to power the nation and the world. Encourage family and friends to be ecologically aware in the ways that they live day to day. Just as many hands make light work, many individuals working together can help by protecting maintain ecological balance. A few of the major steps we could take are manage natural resources carefully, protect water, apply the 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. And the best part is none of these require extra expenditure. So I don't understand what my opponents mean by the point that trying to maintain an ecological harmony may restrict the economic growth, as I believe that they both could go hand in hand together. Thank you.
All right, Dia, thank you. Now I would like to call upon Johan K. George to ask her a question. Is Johan here? I'm sorry, there's been a typing error. It's Joanna K. George. Are you here? All right. I think she's having some network issues. So, is Yash in the meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please go ahead. You can ask her one question.
She said one of the few things we can do is reducing, recycling, and reusing. But the problem with these things are that first they slow down the manufacturing industries. Also, when you only use these methods, large scale using of these will need large factories, which will take a lot of time and money to set up. And these factories need additional energy too.
So your question is?
So most of the things she said are practically not. You can't practically do those stuff because you need water to produce your energy. Either she suggests another way of producing energy, because all these things she said needs time, money, and energy.
I'm sorry, but I think that's a statement. So if my opponent could clear his question.
Hello.
No, I just barely pointed out that your statements have a few
Okay, Yash.
mistakes in them.
Yeah, made a point of it. Thank you. If there's anyone who would like to ask a question, please do make it in a question format.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Joanna.
Okay, I wanted to actually tell that recycling plastic, which is our biggest opponent when it comes to environment pollution, actually causes more of pollution because actually, even if you search, recycling plastics actually produce dioxides into the air. So, what do you tell about that? Because you tell that everything can go hand in hand. That recycling, reusing, and doing all those stuff can actually, save the environment and also the economy. But
All right.
recycling, it actually gives dioxides into the air.
All right. Dia, do you have an answer to this?
Okay, yeah, sure. We live in a world where any kind of technology is available anywhere, and hence I think that there's surely got to be a way where we can recycle it in a non-hazardous manner. And of course, I'm very sure, and I believe in the human mankind, and of course, they will create new inventions, or maybe there is a pre-existing invention which I'm not exactly aware of. However, I'm sure that there will be some or the other way to recycle it.
All right, Dia. Thank you, Joanna and Dia.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Your points are noted. Now I'd like to call upon Pradyan Raju to speak against the topic.
Thank you. Am I visible and audible?
Yeah, you're.
It is our collective and individual responsibility to preserve and tend to the world in which we live in. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Pradyun and I'm going to speak against the topic of discussion today. Isn't it interesting that the country of Bhutan is carbon negative with having one of the fastest economic growths in the world, with a GDP of 253.05 crore US dollars. And yet people think that trying to maintain ecological harmony may bring about negative impact on the economic growth. In the case of forestry sector alone, as many as 10 million new jobs could be created as a result of sustainable forest management. Whereas in the fishing sector, 100,000 new jobs could be created in Europe alone if 43 out of the 150 European fish populations were renewed. This would mean that a 28% increase in the total number of jobs in this sector alone in the European Union. The ILO, also known as the International Labour Organization, which is a sector of the United Nations, stated that 1.2 billion jobs depend on a stable and healthy environment. So by not taking steps towards protecting the environment, you're not only risking the future generations, but also putting 1.2 billion jobs at stake. The ILO also stated that a shift to a greener economy could create 24 million new jobs globally by 2030 if the right policies were put in place. I would also add that approximately 70% of the poor people live in rural areas, and at least 25% of their income depends on profits from natural resources. Between 50 and 90% of the so-called GDP of the poor comes from the ecosystems and natural resources. Projected temperature increases and environmental degradation hurts jobs and working conditions, as work depends on natural resources, on ecosystem services, and on a stable, disaster-free environment. In fact, the ILO also predicts that 72 million full-time jobs will be lost by 2030 due to heat stress and temperature increases, which will lead to short available work hours, especially in the field of agriculture. Focusing on economic growth.
Okay, Pradyan, I'm sorry to interrupt, but your time's over. All right. I'd like to call Sriyesh. If you have any questions, you can ask Pradyan.
Okay, like when you said that 25% of the rurals depend on jobs like fishing and everything, there's a theory that due to this all this fishing uh, fishing due to all this fishing, by 2050 more than 75% of the fishes might go go get depleted or something. So I'm just saying, like, how will you answer this by saying
You can have manual breeding of the fishes, and also I would also state a point that there is more income spent by the government on healthcare and national defense than on environment. So what's the point?
Thank you.
The question was asked and answered. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradyan, for your points. Now I would like to call upon Trishank Gowda to state his points for the topic.
So, am I audible?
Yes, yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, so hello everyone, I'm Trishak and I'm going for the topic. A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in. With this thought in mind, I would like to start my thought. So, so if a government starts a plastic survey, I think in each house we may find 1 kg at least plastic. So, so a country like India, which has population of 135 crores, we must think how much plastic may be collected only from the houses. A plastic, so plastic, like others said, we can recycle plastic. So recycling plastic has many disadvantages. So first in disadvantage, it may result in pollution and it has more energy consumption. And the process of melting down and recycling plastic produces VOC. It's also called volatile organic compounds and fumes that can harm plant and animal near the industrial sites. And the heat needed to melt the plastic also generates carbon emissions, which contribute to global warming. The global warming further results in an increase in sea level. And I would like to share a fact with everyone. Over 8 million tons of plastic is leaked into the ocean every year and is increasing yearly. By 2050, there would be more plastic than fishes in ocean when seen in weight. And the second drawback which I saw is deforestation. Deforestation, uh, s- so the number of trees which are the deforestation rate is over 18% per capita, and there are many disadvantages even and disadvantages due to deforestation also. The deforestation may cause soil erosion and climatic changes. So there are of the wooden. So I guess there are many alternatives for the wood also. Like we can use metal instead of wood or iron, and also minings. The minings also have a great impact on the on the economical ecological harmony. The places near the people near the mining sites may may have may it may cause a it may cause many what do you say health benefits for health deficiency for them. And mining also causes deforestation, soil pollution. The groundwater may be contaminated. The surrounding plants and animals will be affected too. Energy consumption. So the current energy consumption is above what we have thought. So more the energy consumption, more the electricity needed, and more the electricity produces, it emits more CO2. And if the energy consumption level increases, it may affect the crops grown by the farmers. So I would like to end my speech saying that economy and ecology cannot grow at once. If economy has to grow, ecological harmony cannot be maintained. Thank you.
Thank you, Trishank. Now I would like to call Anne Christine, to ask him a question.
Um, I believe that if the country has enough of infrastructure, we can actually maintain both ecology and economy together in a good way. Especially we can take our country. Our infrastructure is not so high, but if we did have enough of infrastructure during this COVID time, we could actually have good hospitals or good roads for the ambulance, for the way for ambulance or anything like that. So um, my question is, uh, what makes you think that it won't be maintained? What makes you actually think that ecology and economy won't be maintained together? There are many ways to maintain them together.
So let me give you an example. From 1970 to 2019, a survey was conducted on how the economy was grown. Over 70% of the economy was grown uh, due to the defect detection of the ecology. I think I'm talking about the developing countries and underdeveloped countries. Like there are many countries where infrastructure is very poor and the illiteracy levels are very high. and in such places ecological harmony cannot be maintained, and economy cannot be grow, and ecological harmony and economic growth cannot be seen at once. So what would you do for the what would you do for those countries where they don't have good infrastructure, literacy levels are very high? Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Anne, and
Can I
thank you.
please shoot a question?
Even I have a question.
Um, we will call you for the next speech since Anne has asked a question for this one. All right?
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Then I would like to call upon Ahana Singh to speak against the topic. Start, Ahana. All the best.
I'm Ahana and I'm against the topic. 1 second. In simple words, ecological harmony is when all the organisms coexist peacefully. The economy of a place is connected directly to the environment. The environment provides the resources to the economy. The production and consumption lead to pollution and other pressures on the environment. Poor environmental quality in turn affects economic growth and well-being by lowering the quantity and quality of resources. Hence, depletion in environmental resources damages the economy of a place. Now, on to the main point. Can trying to maintain ecological harmony restrict economic growth? There must be harmony between the economy and environment. Otherwise, we as human beings and our civilization will not survive or sustain. In this modern era, the criterion of development is fully centered on the economy, which is responsible for the loss of humanity, and indirectly it leads us to destroy our ecological resources. If we see the relationship between economic development and ecological disturbance, it is clear how ecological resources were utilized by the developed countries to achieve economic development and how that influenced the current ecological balance. Right now, developing countries and underdeveloped countries are also trying to achieve the same economical development without paying heed to the ecology, the main source of the resources. Because of that, we are facing huge and intensive climate change. To overcome this problem, we need to transfer sustainable technologies to those underdeveloped and developing countries to achieve their basic needs without destroying their ecological balance. Maintaining ecological balance can't restrict economic growth as the environment provides the resources that help in the economic growth, and many of these resources happen to be non-renewable sources like fossil fuels. Depletion in these will harm the environment and affect the economic growth. The economy is not opposed to the environment. There's an increasing amount of evidence that industrial processes that contaminate are processes that can be redesigned to reduce contamination. Can we fully sustain economic development in harmony with ecology? If we focus on the quality of life, then yes. I would like to conclude by saying that the economic growth of any country cannot be more important than preserving the environment, because in the long run, this will inevitably lead to the depletion of economic resources and destruction of the country in all respects, especially with regard to the human life. Ecological harmony can coexist with economy if proper measures are used for economic growth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ahana. I would like to call upon Trishank to ask any question if he has a single question.
Yes. So as she has mentioned sustainable development. Sustainable development mainly means the growth in the economy without depletion of the natural resources. I think I'm right with the definition. So my question is that, give me one such example of how sustainable development can help this topic.
I did not get your question.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I want one such example how sustainable development may help the growth of economy without having any effect on the environment.
Firstly, as I stated before, economy and ecology are connected, but both of these have different effects on each other. When there is a growth of economy, it's obvious that the ecology gets affected in a negative manner, whereas maintaining the ecology is the only way that there can be growth of the economy. So, yeah, I guess I answered your question.
Thank you, Ahana. Thank you, Trishank. Joanna, is there anything that concerns?
Ma'am, I actually wanted to ask Ahana a question.
All right. We're going turn-wise. So next your turn. When your turn comes, you'll get to ask the question. Really sorry about it.
Okay, now I would like to call Akshat to speak for the topic. All the best, Akshat. Your time starts now.
Yeah, am I audible and visible?
Yes, Akshat, you're audible and visible. Please start.
Yeah. So, good afternoon, one and all. I'm Akshat from grade 9D ICC, and I'm here for the topic. I strongly believe the fact that maintaining an ecological harmony will restrict the economical growth. To maintain an ecological harmony, we all its organisms should be allowed to grow in a natural way, and there should be no unnatural interference that is caused. The ecological balance is mainly disturbed uh, by the introduction of new species, by death of some species, natural hazards, and man-made causes. So, out of these, the introduction of new species and death of some species, these are very slow processes, so they do not cause much of an imbalance in the ecology. But the natural hazards and the man-made causes are the main factors which cause the disturbance in the ecology. So now let's find out how the economy develops, the factors that lead to the development of economy, and how they affect the ecological harmony. So the economy depends directly upon the environment for its natural resources. The forests provide us with ample amount of natural resources, and the humans, they cut down the forests for getting these natural resources, and this leads to deforestation. The animals and birds lose their habitat, and there are various other disadvantages of the same. Secondly, physical capital. This is a very important factor in the which leads to the development of the economy. So, increased investment in the physical capital, such as factories and machines and roads, uh, will reduce the cost of economic activities. But these all things require a space to be built and manufactured, which they again take from the forests by cutting down the trees, and this leads to deforestation again. Now, all these factories produce all types of pollution, and this pollution has affected many species of animals and has led to the extinction of some species of animals too. There are umpteen examples of how the human activities in the name of economic development have affected the ecological harmony. Industrialization, one of the most important pillars of economic development, has produced water, air, all types of pollution. You know, people in cities are getting diseases like asthma and cancer. Then the making of metro car shed in Mumbai, RA colony, which is a forest land, this will lead to the deforestation of the same land because they need to build the car shed. Then the expansion of Dehradun airport by the encroachment of elephant reserve, the same elephant reserve in Dehradun. Coal mining in Lemur elephant reserve in Chhattisgarh. Then fast train track in Kerala between.
Your time is up. Thank you so much. Next, Hannah, seems like you have a question. Well, you're lucky. It was
Yeah,
your one.
So whatever he has told up till now is all how the economy has affected the ecology. It isn't how the ecology restricts the economic growth. So I do not understand how any of his points are valid to this topic.
Akshat, do you have an answer to that? Akshat, are you in the meeting?
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't unmute.
Please go
I
on. You can.
actually, yeah. So I actually couldn't, complete my speech. I had to say that all this economic development has very harshly affected the ecological harmony. And if we do not maintain the ecological harmony, it will be, it will not just affect the animals and nature, but it will also affect the humans. So we should maintain the ecological harmony. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you, Akshat. So, just for information of all participants, we'll only be going about with one question per person, and there is a pre-designed order for this. So, thank you so much for the rest of you being so enthusiastic.
Now, I would like to call Keenan to speak against the topic. All the best.
Am I visible? So basically, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kenan, and I'm against the motion.
Kenan,
And
I would request you to mute the other device.
I have some mic issue. Can I join back?
Kenan, I think it'll work out if you make the one of your devices zero volume.
No, the other thing is my laptop doesn't work audio.
You can do without a video. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kenan, and I'm against the motion, and I would like to state my points after a quote said by Robert Swan. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Now, I would like to state my points. I solemnly believe that if the right steps are taken, in no time we will be able to achieve ecological harmony without the need of compromising the economic growth. And having to move into a sustainable era would benefit the humanity immensely. Basically, there is some excess amount of carbon that is emitted to the atmosphere, which simply cannot be absorbed by the whole Earth's ecosystem, thereby resulting a steady increase of carbon in the atmosphere. Also, it is accompanied with temperature changes. So now, if we have to reduce the emissions of carbon to a substantial degree, we have to exit the fossil fuel era as soon as possible. And also to adopt sustainable raw materials and renewable energy like geothermal, hydro, solar, and nuclear is also a good option in places which are not subjected to natural disasters. And this will be basically a game changing for economic growth and the process of attaining ecological harmony. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenan, for those wonderful points. Now, I would like to call upon Latashri to speak for the topic.
Yes, 1 minute. I hope I'm visible and audible.
Yes, go ahead. All the best.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, one and all. I'm Latashri, and I'm going to speak for the topic. So, I believe that ecological harmony and the economy cannot go hand in hand, because when we need to, like in a city, basically, a city needs urbanization, and when we build cities, we need to, just spread more. Uh, we have to uh, uh, just 1 minute. Yes, I just want to mention that we need urbanization for cities, and when we need to grow out our outskirts for the improvement of the cities. And as we need to improve our urbanization, our when we we need to dig out our we have to actually cut down trees. We have to sometimes dig up the lakes as it needs for the economical growth. So for the economic growth, when we dig out the other the other resources, the only thing we have is for the one of the main resources is like when we need to build national highways or any road transportations or metros, we need to cut down trees, hills, and any other natural resources. So we have easy transportation. And when we have easy transportation, there is more faster manufacture and we have a growing economy. And by this, we have a declining ecology, like environment. So I don't know whether we have an opportunity to go hand in hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Latashri. Now I request Kenan to ask Latashri his question.
So I would like to ask you a question. So basically, in developed countries like New Zealand, their main capital or their main industry is agriculture products, and they have maintained their ecological harmony by not restricting their economic growth. So, and their agriculture products contribute to the majority of their per capita. So, how can you support by saying that trying to maintain an ecological harmony will restrict the economic growth?
Yes, I understand that New Zealand's capital may have done this, but not all countries are able to do this. So I think that we may have to sometimes cut down, our environment to maintain our economy. So in case we need economy, we must have to decrease our environment. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Latashri, and thank you, Kenan. Now, there has been a small change. Sorry for that. I request Akshat to raise his question to Kenan. Akshat, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please proceed by asking a question.
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Are you sure you'll be marked for that?
No, no questions.
Okay, moving on.
Yes, so since we will be losing out on marks for the answering as well, if I'm not wrong, Ivan has a question for her. Ivan, please do go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Latashri, I have a question for you. Is, so technically you said that to raise economic growth, you need to cut down on the environment. Firstly, are there a lot of solutions to substitute it? All the environment that we're losing, are there a lot of solutions to substitute it? And secondly, what good is building our economy if there is no environment in which we can live in the future?
Um, I guess I think it's correct that we must, save our environment. But then we have the more we have the ecology, we have more education, more work, more employment. So we are economically, financially in a good way. So I guess I've answered your question.
Yeah, but being financially stable doesn't, help with the lack of environment or oxygen or whatever trouble we are in the future. Get that, right?
Yes, I get it.
That's pretty much it. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Hannah.
So basically, Latashri is just focusing on the standard of living, as in the materialistic things, rather than focusing on the quality of life. Like I stated earlier, if we focus on the standard of living, there is no way that there will be harmony between the ecology and economy. So why is she focusing only on the standard of living rather than the quality of life? Isn't the quality of life more important? Basically the welfare of the mankind. If we don't have welfare of the mankind, how do the materialistic things matter?
I agree to your question.
Okay, thank you everybody. We'll be moving on. Next, we have Ria speaking against the topic.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, Ria. All the best.
Thank you. Good afternoon, honorable adjudicators and members. I am Ria Alvin, arguing against the topic on the table. Can trying to maintain ecological harmony restrict economic growth? Before I dive into the crux of my argument, let us consider the bluefin tuna. The bluefin tuna is one of over 16,000 species listed as critically endangered. While their numbers are dwindling swiftly and tuna colonies are in danger of collapse, they are still heavily fished because bluefin tuna is very high in value. The tuna industry contributes more than 40 billion each year to the global economy. One man, Kiyoshi Kimura, resorted to paying around 193 million yen, approximately 1.8 million US dollars, for one fish. If the bluefin goes extinct, we can only imagine the massive monetary losses that we will endure. In short, if the ecosystem deflates any further, then even the economy will suffer. Because the truth is, environmental safety and financial security aren't always mutually exclusive. While it is somewhat more expensive to go eco-friendly, it can save us money in the long run. The Indian government introduced eco-taxes in an effort to reduce practices that cause damage to the environment. It means big companies can catch tax breaks from going green. Additionally, as more people lean towards eco-friendly alternatives, companies have an increasing incentive to go green. For example, Starbucks offer their customers the option to use reusable cups with a discount on their coffee. Take the case of carbon emissions. Funds from the sale of emissions permits to power generating companies can be channeled back into the economy by funding studies into clean energy technology. It can mitigate the backward nature of heightened energy costs passed on to the consumers. Net costs even decrease for those purchasing green power, as in wind, solar, or hydro power, generated with minimal carbon emissions. The financial growth of any nation cannot be more urgent than preserving the environment. In 2019, a speaker at the UN General Assembly warned us that we have 11 years at best before climate change becomes irrevocable. If our efforts are concentrated solely on economic growth, our ecosystem is bound to sputter and give out, leading to the collapse of the world we've toiled for centuries to build. We no longer have the abundant resources we used to support us, and we don't have the time we thought we did. Remember Jonas Salk's words. Eventually, we'll realize that if we destroy the ecosystem, we will destroy ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria, for those wonderful points. Latashri, it's your turn to ask the question. Latashri, are you here? Would anyone else want to ask the question?
I'm sorry, I had a problem.
Yeah. Would you like to ask the question right now?
I don't have a question. I'm sorry.
All right, this will be an open question. Is anyone there who would like to ask a question?
Please remember, you'll be given the points for the questions you asked, so this might actually be a bonus for you.
I have a question.
Yes, please, go ahead, Krishna.
Okay, so she had said that in the long term, solving climate change, while it will cost us a lot in the short term, will benefit us, and I agree on that. But how can we estimate how much that long term value is worth it? Keynes had once said, in the long term, they are all dead. How do we estimate what is the long term value of solving climate change? We might suffer majorly in the short term, while our descendants might really benefit from us solving climate change. We might starve.
Priya Alvin, do you have an answer?
I'm sorry, can you make your question a bit more clearer?
How can we say, okay, let's just say that we follow what the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change recommends, and we manage to reduce our emissions, but it causes a sort of supply shock around the world and leads to major stagflation, and globally many people have fallen into poverty, especially and the lower classes are even poorer, and many people are starving. This is a pretty likely economical scenario. And let's just say that happens, but in the future, our descendants, they benefit from this. They will benefit from this. How do we estimate the value? Was I clear?
Ria, would you like to answer?
Your point was very good. I do concede to that. We would probably have to suffer now for our generation, for humanity to survive. But I think that it is I think that it is an okay sacrifice to make for now, especially because most of us, well, not most of us, but some of us do have the resources to go eco-friendly. Big companies also have the capital to take more eco-friendly steps, and I yeah, that is all I have to say. Thank
Can I
you.
also
All
add
right, thank you.
to Ria's
I would like to remind you that there is only one question per person due to a time constraint. Also, I would also like to add that please ask questions and not statements, because that is, you're supposed to ask questions. Thank you so much. Next person, please.
All right, we will be moving on to the next person. Is Nikhil here? Nikhil?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please go.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. I, as today's proposition, strongly believe that trying to maintain an ecological harmony may restrict the economic growth. Economic growth only comes from increasing the quantity and quality of production, which consists of four broad types: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Let's start with trees, which is the major resource in today's modern world. So 48 to 50,000 square miles of forests are cut down every year for purposes like making books, furniture, making space for buildings, factories, and offices, etc. These are the major things that contribute to economic growth and welfare. In the world's race to modernization, if we try to maintain ecological harmony, we will have to stop the manufacture of few essential contributors of exports, which will be an obstacle for economic growth. Forests play an important role in the economic development of a country. They provide several goods which serve as raw materials for many industries also. For example, the sandalwood trees are used extensively today for various purposes, and there are many employees working in these industries too. If we stop cutting these trees, it will lead to unemployment and economic loss, as India exports sandalwood. Most of the world's paper is made from wood, and one rather reliable index to the degree of economic development of a country is its per capita consumption of paper. As an economy develops economically, paper is used as a packaging material in communications and in scores of other uses. There is no really satisfactory substitute for paper, as it exists for many uses. If we compromise for maintaining an ecological harmony, then the economy of countries which rely on these forests will also experience a huge blow. I would like to give the examples of Africa, Finland, and Germany, which a major percentage of their economy relies on these forests. So overall, forests provide a wide range of economic benefits to humankind. I would like to conclude by saying, by trying to maintain this ecological harmony by cutting lesser trees and forests, it will slow down the economic growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikhil. Is Ria here? Ria, it's your chance to ask him a question. Ask Nikhil a question. Okay, since Ria doesn't seem to be here, is there anyone who wishes to ask a question? Yes, Dia, please go ahead.
Okay. So my opponent stated that let's use his example of sandalwood itself. That our economy highly relies on the forests. So do you think that diminishing or cutting down trees in the forest and being a part of deforestation is a way to improve the economy?
To be honest, today that is what's happening today. Deforestation is actually contributing to our economy by like wood serves as a raw material. So for many factories. So yeah, I do think that, you know, by deforestation, our economy is actually improving.
But you yourself stated that our economy highly relies on the forests. So,
All right, I think the question was asked and answered. Thank you so much, Dia and Nikhil. All right, next we will be moving on to Anne Maria. Is Anne Maria here?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Please go ahead.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As we envision ecological harmony and economic development, the first thing that comes to my mind is the improvement of the ozone layer observed from 2019. Since the dawn of large-scale industrialization in the world, the fast-paced development has been a wreck to our ecological environment as well as natural resources. But this doesn't mean that ecological balance and economic development cannot go hand in hand. The The problem lies in unchecked industrial development, poorly planned urbanization, and faulty environmental practices. So, as the world looks forward to more advanced technologies for better standard of living, more emphasis should be given for innovative technologies that promote sustainability. Israel, a country that historically suffered from water scarcity, now achieved water security by recycling 80% of the wastewater. This clearly shows that the best practices in waste management, curbing pollution, and efficient utilization of resources will help us to achieve a better economy along with a balanced ecology. The most sustainable Scandinavian countries shows us the way as they implemented carbon tax and recycled their waste that reduced landfills to a minimal. Geneva Lake in Switzerland, which was once heavily polluted and which now shines like a pearl of the Alps, tells us that we can even reverse the ecological balance, let alone making good decisions that promote both ecology and economy. I would like to point out that respecting nature while we run forward to achieve our goal will help us have an ecological balance as well as economical growth with sustainability. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Anna.
So much, Anne. Now do we have Nikhil here? Yes.
I actually don't
Do you have a question to
questions.
ask her?
Oh, no.
No. All right. This will be an open question. Is there anyone who wishes to ask her a question?
Can I ask?
Sure. Please do go ahead.
Okay, so Anna was telling about sustainability. Now, if we look sustainability in the case of farming in India, 90% of Indian farmers actually are still continuing the traditional farming, which is more cheaper than sustainability. Sustainable farming, and yet they aren't getting much profits. And you may have seen recently that the farmers are protesting very badly. So now, if you are telling that we have to adapt sustainable techniques in everything in order to make environment better, if we are looking farming in India, sustainable farming is very expensive. And do you think the farmers will be able to afford given the current situation?
Well, the farmers won't be able to afford it as per what they are getting right now. But if they invest in that, they will be able to get more profits from the crops they make. Like you said, right now they aren't getting much profit because they aren't able to plant much. But if they do have these technologies, these sustainable technologies, they can plant and they can harvest more, which will give them more profit and also which will be economically benefit the country.
All right. Thank you so much, Anne and Joanna.
Next, we have Aviral speaking for the topic.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Avril Shresthav. I'm from grade 9F and I'm speaking for the topic. I would like to start by saying that trying to maintain our ecological harmony while restricting our economic growth can be viewed in two different ways, either as a positive way or as a negative way. In a positive sense, it is our ecological harmony increases. For example, For example, nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, it is considered as an eco-friendly source of energy, and it also, while also providing more jobs, which increases the economic growth. However, it also has its cons, which in turn also means which means that it also destroys the environment and in turn the ecology. In the negative sense, we can say that it is said that we should run on electricity to avoid the uses of fossil fuels. However, 60% of the world's electricity comes from the fossil fuel coal. And since we are supposed to run on more electricity, it will require more money to fund all the programs. Electricity can also come from hydroelectricity. However, that would mean building dams on oceans, rivers, and seas, which would also cost money and also cause environmental damage. Now, there is a way to have ecological harmony and economic balance. Growth cannot be possible for both at the same time. However, we can balance them with the help of eco-cities, which have multiple job opportunities, thus not bringing financial problems, while also having eco-friendly conditions. Thank you.
Thank you, Aviral. Anna, it's your turn. Will you please raise your question?
Yes. So Aviral stated that to use electricity, we have hydroelectricity, and that uses dams, which destroys the environment. But it can also be attained, electricity can also be attained in different other ways, like getting electricity by utilizing wind and solar energy that does not harm the environment. So what are your views on this, Aviral?
Yes, on solar energy, it is efficient. However, given the current climate situation, there's an increase in rainfall, which in turn causes a decrease in the amount of solar energy received for creating electricity. And as far as wind energy goes, it is a reliable source of energy.
All right, the question is asked and answered. Thank you so much. We had one participant, Anne Christine, who was left, who was not asked a question. So she will have an open question. If any of you do have a question, please do go ahead. Switch on your mics and ask her. Even a general question based on the topic will do. Is there anyone who has a question? All right. So we will have to move on to the next speech.
Okay. Next up, I would like to call Sanchit, if you're there, to speak against the topic.
Yeah.
Time starts now.
Yeah. Thank you. So, if we focus on the quality of life and not on the standard of living, then we can fully sustain economic development with the harmony, with harmony and ecology. So, good morning, all. I'm Sanchit, and I'm here to speak against the topic. And as all of them have said before me, that and one point I would like to mention is plastic. Many of them who are for the topic say that plastic it produces a lot of pollution, which causes ecological damage. But what if there are some? I hope there are some places where they use plastic as a source of energy instead of some non-renewable sources of energy. And then, as we all know, that agriculture goes with industry, and all industries use raw materials to give the final products which are used in the market. So um, I like to put forth that there is no economy without agriculture, and food, medicine, and telecommunication all exist with correlation today. And we cannot imagine individually. We cannot imagine them individually. Like, if there was no agriculture, then today industries will not able to produce their final product, which will be given out in the market. And it's like both of them are correlated to each other. And there are some energies that actually have no carbon emission, and you can actually use them without giving extra expenses to increase the ecological harmony and also in the economy of some countries. I would like to end with these facts of mine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sanchit. All right, now I'd like to call Aviral to ask any questions to Sanchit if you have any.
Yes, so Sanchit stated that there are many sources of energy which do not require any extra uh, extra money. However, I would like to ask you, how would you extract that energy if you don't put in extra money?
Okay, so it's like when these energies actually sometimes they can be produced by all these in the if agricultural raw products that are given to the industries are at a correct rate, so that the both of them have an equal profit. The extra ones that are made, or if there are some equal profits, then there must be some you know other profits that the industry is making through the marketing. So those extra profits can be used to make all these non carbon emission supplies of energies without any more expenses which are above these. There are some budgets that are decided by the government, like almost. So if these help out and they are able to process them properly, so the extra profit, or the taxes that the government takes, can be actually put in a good use, giving the extra energy. I guess I answered your question, Avram.
Thank you, Sanchit. Now, for your points, now I would like to call upon Joanna K. George for her to speak for the topic.
I hope I'm audible and visible. Okay. Good afternoon to everyone present here. When the last tree is cut, the last fish eaten, and the last stream poisoned, you will realize that you cannot eat money. Hopefully, without reaching the most extreme and hopeless stage, as mentioned by Alanis Obam-Savin, we have started to realize the importance of nature. But preserving environment and trying to maintain the ecological harmony may restrict the economical growth. And I, Joanna K. George from 9G, is here to prove my point on the economic drawbacks while preserving the environment. The links between economy and environment are manifold. The environment provides resources to the economy and acts as a sink for the emission and waste. Natural resources are essential inputs for the production in many sectors, while production and consumption also lead to pollution and other pressures on the environment. In this context, environmental policies can have negative feedbacks from the economy and the environment, and vice versa. Environmental pollution is an economic problem, as it requires us to make choices and to resolve conflicts of interest and means by which pollution can be reduced as themselves are resource using. Further, it also reduces the value of some resources that society has at its disposal. Many current ecosystem management strategies are unsustainable, focusing on a single service, such as the production of wood, fuel, or fiber, to the neglect of others. Such strategies can reduce biodiversity and ecosystem resilience by eliminating native species, introducing new and harmful species, converting and simplifying habitat, and polluting the surrounding environment. In addition to reducing resilience, these strategies reduce the capacity of ecosystems to deliver other important services. For example, the harvesting timber might provide a near-term profit for the owner of the wooded land, but it would affect the organisms that live by the trees and can cause disruption to their homes and lives. Another example is the use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers boost yield and helps the growth of economy, but actually it harms the soil and organisms in it. These are just few of the many examples that actually prove that an ecological harmony and economy are almost inversely proportional. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Joanna. Now we'll have Sanchit asking her a question. Is Sanchit here?
Yeah.
You have a question, Sanchit?
No, I don't have a question. So.
All right. So this will be an open question. Is there anyone who would like to ask a question? All right, Pradyun, please go ahead.
Yes. At the end, Joanna mentioned that economy and ecology are inversely proportional, and chemical fertilizers affect the soil in a way. But there are there are solutions to the problem which are already in or already practical and in use, such as biodegradable manure, the kitchen waste which can be.
Okay, so Pradyum, so by telling biodegradable manure, kitchen waste, you're actually meaning sustainable agriculture. And like which I said to Anna, actually in the current time in India, you know that farmers are protesting because 90% of India's farmers do traditional farming methods, and like I said, they use chemical pesticides and fertilizers for that. So this kind of farming method is cheaper than sustainable farming methods, and yet they aren't getting any profit. So if you're telling that we have to switch to what you said, more like sustainable farming,
You can. It's already practical where in which you use your kitchen waste as manure for the plants, and that is much more cheaper than the chemical fertilizers as well, as it is.
Okay, no. If you search anywhere, you can see that sustainable farming is more highly expensive than traditional methods of farming. Okay, you're already telling about the manure and
I'm talking about the manure received by the kitchen waste.
Sorry.
All right. Yes, I think the question was asked and answered. Thank you so much.
May I ask a question?
No, Dia, we are having a time constraint, so we will have to shorten it as much as possible. All right, participants, we will have to just try and make all your questions and answers shorter if possible. And we will only be entertaining one question per person. Thank you so much.
Now I would like to call Athriya to talk against the topic. All the best.
Is Athriya in the meeting?
Yes, so I had a network problem. I am Athriya from 9G speaking for against the topic. And environmental protection itself contributes to the growth of economy. Somebody makes and sells the air pollution control technologies that we put on the solar panels. With rising real incomes, individuals have a greater ability to devote their resources to protecting the environment and mitigate the harmful effects of pollution. Also, economical growth caused by improved technology can enable a higher output with less pollution. The pace of global economic growth in the past century has led to a decline in the availability of natural resources such as forests, which are being cut down, and any country portrays its economy in terms of the resources that it contains. So we need the resources to increase the income of a country as a natural resource rapidly decrease due to deforestation, loss of fishing, and loss of species due to loss of species, and so the economy of a country will also decrease. Thus, we need to plant more trees so that the environmental harmony can also exist with the ecological harmony of a country. So that's my point.
All right. Thank you so much, Atra.
Now I would like to call Joanna to ask a question to Atreya. Her one question.
I don't have a question.
All right. Is there anyone other than Pradyan and Diya who would like to ask questions? All right, Kenan. Please.
So basically, Atreya had mentioned about solar panels, but basically there's a fact that solar panels cannot be recycled, and because of that, they are destined for to be a local dump. And also a point to be noted: solar panels can range up to like $15,000 to $25,000, which is approximately about 7 lakhs and above. So, what's your thought on this?
Well, actually, solar panels don't have to be recycled because very less people are actually using them. And you say that it's really costly, but these days the GDP of many countries are actually increasing. So we can at least try to contribute to making a solar panel where there are less environmental harmony.
All right. Thank you so much, Atreya. And thank you, Kenan, as well.
Thank you. Now, I would like to call upon Yash to speak for the topic. Please come on up, Yash, and all the best.
Hello.
Yes,
Am
we
I
can
audible?
hear you. The time starts now.
Yeah, a very good afternoon to everyone present here. I'm Yash of Grade 9A CBSE here to speak for the topic trying to maintain an ecological harmony may restrict the economic growth. Economic growth is presented as the panacea that can solve most of the world's problems: poverty, unemployment, sustainability, etc. It is important as it improves our standards of living. It also enables us to cater for the increase in our population without much compromises. However, there is an uncomfortable scientific truth. Economic growth is not environmentally sustainable. It is a simple fact. Increase in GDP leads to increase in material and energy usage, which ultimately leads to environmental unsustainability. No matter what steps are taken, this statement remains true. For example, let us take the environmental regulations that were placed in the United States. These regulations stand accused of causing a broad array of undesirable consequences on the economy. It is said that following these regulations is too expensive and it reduces the economic growth. These also hurt the international competitiveness of the country. Certain other examples could be mining of metals. Almost all goods in our daily use have metals which have been mined from the earth. Mining does harm the environment, but it is a necessity. Environmental regulations to control mining have only added to the overall cost for the same. As the rate of inflation becomes high, the cost of living also increases, which leads to a deceleration in the economic growth. Even the so-called electric vehicles need large amounts of copper and nickel to be mined for their battery and other parts. To summarize, I would like to say that trying to maintain an ecological harmony will restrict the economic growth. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your points, Yash. That was really nice. Now, I would like to call upon Atreya to ask Yash any question that he has. Atreya, do you have any question for Yash?
No, actually, I don't have a question.
Are you sure? Because you're getting marked for the questions. I would like to repeat that.
No, actually, no question. Sorry.
Okay, then this can be an open question. Does anybody here have a question to ask? Yash?
May I?
Okay, Diya, go on. Ask
One second. Preferably someone other than Pradyan and Diya because they both have
Can
asked
I
quite a few
ask?
questions. Yes, Ahana, please do go ahead.
So basically, he said that the economy cannot be in harmony with the ecology, but there have been researches and there is a lot of evidence that proves that there are many industrial processes that can be redesigned to reduce contamination. So, what do you have to say about that?
These researchers say that it can happen. Can you name a country where it has happened? There's no
No.
country in the world where it has happened up until now, till now.
Can I
And
complete my point?
yeah.
So basically, it's a gradual process, right? You cannot just expect it to happen in the present. So if we start in the present, then that's the only way we'll be able to have actual results in the future. So yeah, what do you have to say about that?
Mostly no countries have started it yet because all the countries know it will take a lot of time and money. Plus, no one's interested in investing in something like this.
But what about the already
All right, all right.
developed
Thank you so much,
countries?
Ahana. You've asked, the question is asked and answered.
Now I would like to call Sandra. Now I would like to call Sandra to talk against the topic.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are. Continue.
Thank you. Ecology is learning about the bond between living beings and their physical environment. Ecological harmony is human, social, and natural harmony. It ensures that no particular species is exploited or overused. It also ensures that each organism thrives and multiplies as expected. Nature herself can provide cost-effective, no-regret solutions to nature-based disasters, complementing conventional engineering measures such as building seawalls and storm channels. One such example is the decision to remove the sand dunes that were blocking the view of an ocean at a hotel in Sri Lanka. In 2004, the hotel was hit by the Indian Ocean tsunami and 27 lives were lost, along with extensive property damage. A few miles up the coast, the Ecotourism Center and Ranger Station at Dara National Park was left unaffected due to the sand dunes that had been left in place. Former Chief Minister Trivendra Rawat Singh underlined the need for striking a balance between the development and the environment, saying ecological imbalance was responsible for the increase in disasters in the state. Trying to tap into environment-friendly resources can be costly, say setting up solar panels. But even then, isn't it better than the huge pitfall the economy suffers due to natural hazards? A 2017 analysis revealed that the total economic losses due to natural disasters in the year 2016 reached up to 175 billion US dollars. This was caused due to hazards such as the forest fires in Canada and the widespread flooding in Europe, US, and India, among many others. As the author and ecologist Carl Safina once said, economists don't seem to realize that the economy sits entirely within the ecology. We need to recognize that environmental issues are closely tied to the economy. That is, the economic growth depends upon the ecological environment. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Now I would like to call Yash to ask a question for Sandra.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please continue.
Yes, you are audible.
First, she did point out some problems that were caused due to the wrong things. It wasn't caused due to economic beneficiaries.
I didn't get your point. Can you specify?
Like you pointed out, the sand dunes that were blocking the ocean, they were removed in Singapore.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka, yeah. So that is not because of some economic issue. They didn't do it for an economic beneficial. It was a mistake that wasn't related. You pointed out that, yeah, this was a mistake. Due to this, we suffered an economic loss.
No, not like that. I mean, it was I mean, as a hotel, to get more people to come there, right? So they need to have all the facilities. So for that reason, they took off the sand dunes.
Yes, your question, please. Can we have a question?
Yeah, I'm asking that. How is that valid? How is that statement valid? The example.
At my point was to tell that everyone tells about bringing about changes, and that cause suppose tapping into a resource such as using electricity by water, what do you say, using hydroelectricity and all of that. So that does that does cause. So we can actually prevent it by using nature-based solutions. Also, I mean, it's an alternative.
Can you name a few
All right.
solutions? Can you just tell about a few of those solutions?
Like for example, like in 2013, when Typhoon Haiyan hit the Philippine province of Leyte, what happened was that there was a loss of 5,500 people's lives were lost, and also there was a huge property damage. What do you say, like the buildings and all of the property next to the coastlines. Whereas in the same area, there was a huge what do you say, like there were many communities that were saved due to the mangrove forestation right there. So like that, so we can find like alternatives without affecting the economy.
All right, thank you so much.
Now, Sandra, I would like you to raise your question and you'll be answering. Sandra?
Like, I'm supposed to ask the question to like whom?
To Anne-Christine.
Anne-Christine, the first speaker. Sorry, the second speaker.
Does it have to be a general question, because we are on the same side? Like she also spoke against the topic.
You can ask a general question then.
No, the thing is that like she spoke against the topic, and like I'm also against the motion. So
Yes, Sandra, you can either ask a general question, or if anybody else has from the opponent team maybe has a question to ask her, maybe you can do that. Anybody else has a question?
I would like to ask
Yes,
a
Aditya.
question.
Yes, Aditya. Please go ahead and ask her a question. Make sure it's short.
It's a general question. It is not related to her speech. So, the people against our topic, they keep stating that economy and ecology can thrive together, but I believe that it is only till a certain point. So, can you cite certain examples, certain more examples, and prove me wrong?
Is Anne-Christine in the meeting?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
So, can you please repeat the question? It's raining too heavily here, so I couldn't hear.
So I was just stating right now that I believe that ecology and economy can only grow hand in hand. Point.
Yes.
So would you like to state certain examples against it?
Examples, you can take our current situation, maybe. Corona, maybe the COVID time, the hospitals, or the more hospitals, or let's say maybe the not sure.
All right,
Okay,
thank you so much. Do you
okay.
have an answer, Anne?
can I answer for this? Like, is it possible if I could answer?
I'm sorry, but that's not possible.
All right, so that will be the end of the debate session. Now we will have a 5-minute break where the judges will decide on. Judges will have a discussion session, after which we will get back for the vote of thanks. Thank you all.
So are we supposed to stay in the meet?
Okay. So I would now like to call upon Father Arun, Vice Principal CBSE, to announce the winners of the debate competition.
Good evening, good afternoon, students. So, congratulations all the participants. Am I audible?
Yes, Father.
Hello? Okay, so congratulations all the participants. You all performed very well in the debate, and you all brought forward a lot of valid points, enlightening points to support your viewpoints. So of course you all are winners, but we have to select somebody as a winner. So I take this opportunity to announce the winner. The winner we have winners from two groups. Those who spoke for the subject, the winners from those group, Joanna George, Yash, other winners, those who spoke for the subject, and winners from the group, those who spoke against subject, Anna Maria Siju and Pradyun Raju. They are the winners. So congratulations. So thank you.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father, for helping us announce the winners. So I would now like to thank our esteemed principal, Reverend Father Joyce, Principal ICSC, Reverend Father Arun, Vice Principal CBSE, and Reverend Father Joshua, Vice Principal ICSE. I also thank our prominent judges, Ms. Rincy Vincent, Ms. Riji, and Ms. Sanjukta for helping us in judging this event. I thank our coordinator, Dr. Nilanjana ma'am, all the teachers and moderators, and to all those who played a part in making this debate a success. Lastly, I would like to thank our participants who did a wonderful job and raised a lot of important points during the debate today. And to all the students and the viewers, we thank you for all the questions and for watching the debate till the end. Thank you.
So thank you, participants, for that very exciting and lively debate. I guess we all learned a lot today. And now, my dear audience, we shall have the last and the event anticipated most by almost everyone, the quiz. Handing over to Sarah to continue with the quiz. Thank you, everybody.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. One of the important conditions of happiness in life is that the link between a man and nature shall not be broken. In view of that, as we all know, we have gathered here to celebrate World Environment Day 2021 on this virtual platform. And we had actively been a part of all events of the day so far. Now, to make this celebration more exciting, special, and interesting, we have organized a quiz competition hosted by our ever-enthusiastic 10th graders. Before starting this quiz competition, I would like to warmly welcome the dignitaries of the day. Father Joyce, the principal of Christ Academy, Father Arun, vice principal of CBSE, Father Joshua, vice principal of ICSE, to make this event special by their presence and blessings. Now it's time to start the event. In today's quiz competition, there are 7 teams consisting of 2 members each participating from grade 9. I would firstly like to introduce the quiz masters of all the 4 rounds of our quiz competition. Prashant, quizmaster of round 1, Alan, quizmaster of round 2, Udaya, quizmaster of round 3, and Sai Nikhil, quizmaster of round 4. Now, I request all the participants to introduce themselves.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shiv Sai. And I'm from Team 1.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nitin and I'm from Team 1.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Isabel and I'm from Team 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Johanna and I'm from Team 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ahana and I'm from Team 3.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Harshita and I'm from Team 3.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ashay, Team 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm also from Team 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Vedima from Team 5.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hannah from Team 5.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Nayan from Team 6.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Asil from Team 6.
Hello everyone, I am Emily from Team 7.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vita from Team 7.
I thank all the participants for introducing themselves. I would also like to wish a very good luck to all the teams to go out there and give your best shot. Now, I would like to hand over to the quiz master of the first round. Over to you, Trishant.
Thank you, Sarah. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Environment Day Finals Quiz. I am Trishant. I will be the quiz master for round 1, along with Ainanda and Aaron. So, the first round is a general question session. So, the rules: there will be 8 icons to choose from. Since there are 7 teams, 7 icons will be used up. The last team will have 2 icons to choose from. Each icon contains 3 questions. The question from each icon will be directed to the team that chooses the icon. If the team can't answer the question will move on to the next team. The first team will have 15 seconds to answer the question, and so on. The next team will have 5 seconds, and so on. If you get the answer right, you get 10 points. So let's begin. Team 1, please choose your icon.
We choose the tigers.
Yeah, okay. So the first question for Team 1. A poverty-stricken Taiwanese farmer found a little plant growing in his field. He was struck by its beauty and realized that he might be able to use this to escape poverty. He decided to grow and sell these mysterious plants that were growing in his field. He soon became the wealthiest person. Attributing his wealth to the plant he found, he named it X. What is X? Your time starts now.
Rice. Rice.
Are you sure?
Wheat or...
So, any one answer. See, attributing to his wealth, he named it X.
It's a rice. Okay, rice.
Unfortunately, that's not the answer. Team 2, your chance to answer the question. You have 5 seconds. Team 2. Do I have an answer from you, Team 2? Yes, your time is up. Team 3, the question is for you.
Tea.
That's not the answer. Team 4.
Yeah, it's the money plant.
That's absolutely right. Great job, Ashtay. Well done. You get 10 points. Team 4 gets 10 points.
A fun fact about money plants: the money plant is also known as the devil's ivy. And an interesting thing that always happens in a money plant is there are always 5 leaves in each branch, which is said to signify the 5 elements: air, water, fire, metal, and wood.
Okay, so the second question for Team 1. What is the name of this place? From mid-July to August, this place is covered with lots and lots of flowers. Over 10,000 tourists visit this place every year. In 2019, it reached 17,000 tourists. This place is situated in Uttarakhand. It's actually very easy if you think about it properly. Your time starts now. Lots of flowers. You might have heard
Flower
about it.
Valley.
Yeah, you're sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's correct. You get 10 points. Well done. Okay, so the third and the final question for Team 1. Connect all of these: kale cress, bok choy, tulips, sunflower, and radish. A clue: eat any of these and they will knock you out of this world. Literally. Your time starts now.
The first one.
Just connect all of them. What is common in all of them?
There's stem.
Yeah, sure.
The seeds. No, that.
Your time is up, and that's not the answer. Team 2, the question is for you. Team 2, your 5 seconds are up. Do you have an answer?
No, we do not know.
Okay, so the question is for Team 3. You have 5 seconds. Team 3, your 5 seconds
They
are up.
belong to the same crop species.
That's not the answer, unfortunately. Team 4, you have 5 seconds. Yeah,
No.
your time is up. You have any answer?
None.
Okay, so the question is for Team 5. Your 5 seconds starts now. Team 5, your time is up. Do I have an answer?
No.
Okay. So just, okay, Team 6.
No, we don't have an answer.
No, we don't have an answer.
Okay. Team 7, you have 5 seconds.
No clue.
Okay, since none of the team got the answer, we will reveal the answer now. All of these plants were grown in space. Okay, so thank you, Team 1. Now, Team 2, please choose your icon.
We choose panda.
Okay. So the first question for Team 2. A species has become functionally extinct because two last remaining specimens of the species are both females. To prevent this animal from going extinct, humans have made the use of artificial reproduction. The last male of this species was born in Sudan 1973 and died on 19th March 2018. However, the species is making a recovery because as of last year, on September 11, scientists announced that they had successfully created 2 embryos of this species. What species is this? So Team 2, your 15 seconds start now.
Is this the northern white rhino?
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, that is absolutely right. Great job, you get 10 points.
Here's an interesting fact. Narjan and Fatu are the names of the 2 remaining female northern white rhinos.
The second question for Team 2. This is the close-up of which animal? We are not looking for anything specific. Anything vague is fine. Your time starts now.
Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, so we don't want any specific answer, anything vague, because yeah, we're not looking for anything exactly to the point. What does it look like? Your time is up. Do I have an answer?
Is it the deer?
That's not the answer.
Okay.
So the question moves to Team 3. You have 5 seconds.
Cheetah.
Could you repeat?
Cheetah.
Okay, that's not the answer. I'm sorry. So Team 4, the question moves to you.
Alligator.
No, that's not the answer. Team 5, you have 5 seconds.
Is it a snake?
No, unfortunately, that's not the answer. Team 6, you have 5 seconds to answer.
Giraffe.
No, that's not the answer. Team 7.
Crocodile?
No, that is not the answer either. So, since none of the teams get it, we're going to show the answer.
Nishant, Team 1 is yet to answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Team 1?
Can it be a reptile? Any reptiles?
No, that's not the answer. Yeah. So the answer is dinosaur skin.
Fun fact, birds are the only group of avian dinosaurs whose scales have actually modified into feathers.
Yeah, so the third and the final question for team 2. Connect what is common to all of these. The laughing emoji, post-truth, youthquake, toxic, and X. So X is an environmental term. Either you can answer how they're all connected or give the term X. Your time starts now. Post-truth, youthquake, toxic, and the laughing emoji. Team 2, your time is up. Do I have an answer?
Is it a fertilizer?
That's not the answer. The question will move to team 3.
Is it social media, the connection?
Unfortunately, that's not the answer. Team 4, you have 5 seconds.
Is it word of the year?
That's really close. If you could go more specific.
Oxford Dictionary word of the year.
Yes, that's right. That's the right answer. These are all the Oxford words of the year, and X was climate change. Great job. You get 10 points, team 4. Now, team 3, please choose your icon.
The lion. Sorry, giraffe.
Okay, so the first question for team 3. X was a famous writer and self-illustrator and became a conservationist and left a certain piece of land which helped in the preservation of the Lake District National Park, which was nearly destroyed due to felling of trees. Who is X? On the right is a character created by X. So your 15 seconds start now. Team 3, your time is up. Do I have an answer? Team 3?
Is it John Muir? I do not know how to pronounce his name, but
And
spell.
that's not the answer. Team 4, you have 5 seconds.
None.
Okay, so team 5. Any answers, team 5?
No, none.
No.
Okay, team 6. You have 5 seconds.
No.
Okay, team 7. It's quite a famous character. Team 1.
I see a picture of Peter the Rabbit here.
Your time is up. I'm sorry. Team 1.
Wheat exporter.
Yes, that's correct. Great job, team 1. You get 10 points.
A fun fact about Beatrix Potter, she was a self-illustrator, and her series of Peter Rabbit, Miss Tiggywinkle, and Tom Cat have been adapted into an animated film, which was released in 2018.
So the second question for team 3. This animal has 2 names. One name is based on a fictional character which could fly. Its other name was an object we used every day. So name this animal. Any one name would be fine. 15 seconds for you, team 3. A fictional character which could fly. I think most of us would have heard of it. Team 3, your time is up. Do I have an answer?
No.
Okay, so the question is for team 4. You have 5 seconds. Your time is up. Do you have any answer?
Unicorn.
That's not the answer. So the question is for team 5. You have 5 seconds.
Is it a Pegasus?
No, that's not the answer. Team 6, you have 5 seconds.
Dumbo?
Yes.
Is it Dumbo?
Dumbo what?
Yeah, the Dumbo octopus.
Okay, that is absolutely right. Great job, team 6. You get 10 points. Yeah. So, the third and the final question for team 3. So this is a list. You can either tell what the list is about or tell X, which is at the top of the list. So X, golden eagle, yellow-throated needle-tailed swift, and Eurasian hobby. So team 3, your time starts now. Golden eagle, yellow-throated needle-tailed swift, and Eurasian hobby. Team 3, your time is up. Do I have an answer?
They are the fastest, birds. 10 of the fastest.
Yes, that is absolutely right. So this is a list of the 4 fastest birds, and X is peregrine falcon.
A fun fact about the peregrine falcon: a peregrine falcon's egg is so fragile that sometimes while it's getting incubated by the parents, they constantly break, and that's also one of the reasons why their numbers have dwindled a lot throughout the years.
Okay, thank you, team 3. Team 4, can you choose your icon?
A zebra.
So the first question for team 4. The X has been forming since about the 1950s and was first described in 1988. The estimates of size ranges from 700,000 square kilometers to more than 15 million square kilometers and weighs about 9 billion tons and adversely affects about 25% of the human population. What are we talking about? Also, this thing was featured in a Benton Ultimate Alien episode, The Widening Guy. So you have 15 seconds. Your time is up, team 4. Do I have an answer?
Trash, plastic.
You're close.
Could we have a second guess?
Yeah.
Trash man.
No, that's not the answer. Team 5, you have 5 seconds. Your time is up, team 5. Do I have an answer?
Is it like a big mound of plastic or waste material, probably?
Yeah, but something specific.
No, we don't have any specific answer.
Okay, team 6, you have 5 seconds.
Is it like a garbage dump?
Yeah, but we're looking for something specific.
We're not sure.
Okay, team 7, you have 5 seconds.
A mound of rubbish in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah, but what is it called?
I don't know.
Okay, your time is up. Team 1.
Garbage.
Okay, that's not the answer. Team 2, you have 5 seconds.
Is it plastic mountain?
Yeah, it's something like a garbage or plastic somewhere, but we're looking for something specific. Team 3.
Very specific garbage patch.
Yeah, team 3, that's correct. You get 10 points. Yes, it is the Great Pacific Plastic Patch.
A fun fact about the Great Pacific Plastic Patch is that it's also known as a trash vortex, and it was discovered by oceanographer Charles Moore, and currently it is 3 times the size of France.
So the second question for Team 4. This is a small bird that is known for laughing a lot. Here is a small audio file which contains the cry of this bird. Guess the bird.
The audio isn't audible.
We don't hear
Just a
it.
minute, just a minute. Yeah, Team 4, your 15 seconds starts now.
Uh, yeah, so can we guess?
Yeah.
The laughing kookaburra.
Yes, that's right. The answer is indeed kookaburra. Great job, you get 10 points. Okay, so the third and the final question for Team 4. Connect all of these. Tintin, a font, how dare you, and that's the flag of Sweden.
Oh, I got it. Greta Thunberg.
Yes, indeed, that is absolutely right. Team 4, great job. So, Greta Thunberg's parents loved Tintin so much that her name was Greta Tintin Thunberg. And then in the first protest, she held a sign, and the people liked the font so much that they created into this. And a famous sentence of hers is "How dare you?" And she's from Sweden, so this is her nationality. Okay, thank you, Team 4. Team 5, can you choose your icon?
We'll go with the lion.
Okay. So the first question for Team 5. X is an extinct group of aquatic species which lived from about 82 to 66 million years ago. This animal was famously nicknamed the Great Animal in 1780, which is this apex predator which is also the ancestor of the Komodo dragon. You have 15 seconds to answer, Team 5. "82 to 66 million years ago." Team 5, your time is up. Do I have an answer?
No.
Okay, so the question moves on to Team 6. You have 5 seconds to answer.
We're not sure.
Okay, so Team 7.
I'm not sure. No, we're not sure.
Okay, so pay attention to the time period, 82 to 66 million years ago. Team 1.
Titanabo.
That's not the answer. Team 2.
Is it the Mosasaurus?
That is absolutely right. Great job, Team 2. You get 10 points.
Thank you.
Fun fact about the Mosasaurus: the predator Mosasaurus is actually almost 3 times bigger than the famous T-Rex.
The second question for Team 5. What is the name of this unusual and endangered monkey? Your 15 seconds starts now.
Is it the proboscis monkey?
That is a great answer. You get 10 points. Good job.
The word proboscis actually means the nose of a mammal, which is long or elongated.
Okay, so the third and the final question for Team 5. What do all of these famous actors have in common? Your time starts now. Even this is a quite a vague answer. There's nothing specific.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
They're all environmentalists.
A little more. Something about what they did. Your time is up. Any guesses?
They planted more trees so that they could improve the environment.
That's not the answer. Team 6, you have 5 seconds.
Like did they become like did they like say raise a voice against climate change?
That's not the answer either. Team 7.
Are they all ambassadors of the UNEP?
No, that's not the answer. Team 1, you have 5 seconds.
Their name starts with A.
No, that's not the answer, but a good observation. Team 2. Team 2, your time is up. Any answer?
Are they all actors?
No, like that's what we gave in the question. What is common in all these actors? So, Team 3, you have 5 seconds.
Are they climate warriors?
No, that's not the answer. Team 4.
We don't know.
Okay, so since nobody got it, the answer is they all made donations to help save the environment. So thank you, Team 5. Team 6, choose your icon.
We're choosing lion. I mean, my bad. We
We
choose.
took your elephant.
Okay, yeah. So the first question for Team 6. This parasitic plant is found in Indonesia. It weighs up to 6.8 kg with no visible roots or stem. It is pollinated by beetles, flies, and also by elephants. Pollination by elephants is called elephophily. So if you're a Pokemon fan, you will know that the Venusaur has a plant on his back which vaguely resembles the flower of this plant. And even the Pokemon Vileplume has a flower on his head. Which plant is this?
It's the Rafflesia.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, that is absolutely right. Great job, Team 6. Good answer, you get 10 points.
Here's a fun fact. The Rafflesia flower actually produces chemicals which sting to attract insects. And this flower gives the Pokemon Vileplume its characteristics.
So the second question for Team 6. This won the Nikon Photomicrography Award for 2015. So what animal is this? Your 15 seconds starts now. Just observe it closely. What does it look like?
Snake?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's not the answer. Team 7, you have 5 seconds.
Is it a wasp?
No, you're close, but that's not
Oh,
the
so
answer.
it's a bee.
Your time is up. So a little more specific. Team 1.
No.
Okay. Team 2, you have 5 seconds.
Is it a honeybee?
Something more specific.
Is it like a bee which is like covered in pollen or something?
No, that's not the answer. Team 3. Team 3, your time is up. Do I have an
Pollen-eyed
answer?
bees.
Could you repeat?
Pollen-eyed bees.
Could you be a little more loud?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Pollen-eyed bees.
I'm not getting that. Could you repeat?
Oh, 1 second. I'll just type it out.
Yeah. Uh, okay, we can give it. So it's the I of a B. That is a good answer, Team 3. You get 10 points.
Here's an interesting fact. The bee actually has three eyes on top of its head and two on its side, bringing the total up to five.
Okay, so the third and the final question for Team 6. Connect all of these. On the left is The Martian, a novel turned into a movie. Uh, in the middle is the flag of Peru, and on the right, it's a joint clue, NASA and China. Yeah, 15 seconds starts now.
All of them have landed on the Mars.
And that's not the... Okay, just go from a close observation. Your time is up. Can I get an answer?
We don't know.
Okay, so Team 7, you have 5 seconds.
So all these countries have landed there. All these countries have landed some some rovers on Mars.
Unfortunately, that's not the right answer. Team 1, you have 5
They've
seconds.
been to space. Like all the flags have stars in space.
That's not the answer. Team 2, you have 5 seconds.
They have all played a very important role in the Mars mission.
No, that's not the answer. Team 3,
They were all trending in the news lately.
that's not the
recently.
answer either. Team 4,
Something to do with potato.
potatoes is actually the right answer. You get 10 points, Team 4. Great job. So Peru was the first country to grow potatoes, and NASA, with the help of China, created a company called Quantum Tubers, which first grew potatoes in space. And The Martian is a movie where uh, the protagonist, Mark Watney, is stranded on Mars and he grows potatoes.
Here's another interesting fact. Radish was the first crop that was ever harvested in space by the astronauts.
So thank you, Team 6. Team 7, you can choose between either of these.
The whale.
So the first question for Team 7. Sterlite Copper, which is owned by Vedanta Resources Limited, operated the largest copper smelter plant in India in Thoothukudi in Tamil Nadu from 1998 to 2018. In May 2018, the violent protests erupted and the locals demanded the permanent closure of the factory, citing serious impacts on the environment and the health of people caused by release of lead, arsenic and sulfur oxides. This led the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board to order the permanent closure of the plant. However, on April 26, 2021, the factory was granted permission to partially reopen to produce X. So identify X. Team 7, your 15 seconds starts now. Considering the situation we are in, I guess you can get it easily.
Oxygen?
That is absolutely right, Team 7. Great answer. You get 10 points. Good job. So the second question for Team 7. What is the name of this painting? Or what is the name of the painter? So you can either answer any of the questions. If you answer the name of the painting, you get 10 points, and the name of the painter gives you 5 points. So Team 7, your 15 seconds starts now. Just look closely. What does a painting resemble?
The beauty of nature, is that the name?
Could you repeat?
The beauty of nature.
You're guessing the name of the painting?
Yes.
That's not the answer. Your time is also up. So team 1,
Not sure.
you have okay. Team 2, you have 5 seconds.
Is it like the
Your time is up. You have an answer.
no?
Okay, team 3, you have 5 seconds.
Irises by Vincent Van Gogh. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that's the name. Irises by Vincent Van Gogh.
So yeah, that's right. Team 3. So yeah, you'll get 10 points since you answered the name of the painting.
A fun fact about the Vincent Van Gogh's most expensive painting ever sold was Portrait of Dr. Gachet, which was sold for $8.25 million US.
So the final question for team 7. Connect what is famous. Connect these famous YouTubers and answer what is common to all of them. And the hint is they are part of a team. So your time starts now. Yeah, so we're giving the name of the YouTubers. Team 7, your time is up. Do you have an answer?
No, not.
Okay, so team 1, you have 5 seconds.
They've donated for the environment. They've helped people.
That's not the answer. Team 2. Your time is up. Do you have an answer?
Something to do with gaming?
That's not the answer. Team 3, you have 5 seconds.
Team Trees.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Good job, team 3. You get 10 points.
A fun fact about Team Trees: the Team Trees initiative has helped plant nearly 21.5 million trees until now due to their constant efforts.
So well done, all the teams. This brings us to the end of round 1. Now over to Hansel for the scores.
Thank you, Prashant. We have a two-way tie for the first place with Team 4 and Team 3 with 50 points in the first place. There's a three-way tie for second place with Team 1, Team 2, and Team 6 with 20 points. Finally, the third place is occupied by Team 7 with 10 points and Team 5 with 10 points. Now over to Alan John for the next round.
Thank you, Hansel. Good evening, everybody. I'm Alan John, and I'll be hosting round 2 along with Gauri and Harish. So round 2 is called Fast and Furious, and it is a buzzer round where there are few general rules to be followed. There are 10 questions. All teams have 10 seconds to type pounds in the chat box. Only the first team to have written pounds in the chat box will get to answer. All teams, please note, type pounds in the chat box only after I tell that the time has started. If you get a question right, you get 15 points, and if you get it wrong, you lose 5 points. Remember, teams, all pounces typed before the time has started will not be counted, and the question will not pass to the next person who has pounced. So let's get on with the first question. Question 1. Name the island shown in this Google Doodle. The name of this island is related to a species of one of the most long-living animals. Your 10 seconds starts now. Yes, Team 7, I recognize your pounds. May I know your answer?
Galapagos Islands.
That's absolutely the right answer. You win 15 points. Moving on to the second question. Question 2. X is a fictional movie character based off the T-Rex and Stegosaurus, which made its first appearance in 1954 and has been continuing successfully. Name X. X was also made into an official citizen for Japan. Your 10 seconds starts now. All teams are requested to pounce after the time has started. Yes, Team 5. I recognize your pounds. May I know your answer? Team 5, do you have an answer for question 2?
Godzilla.
Godzilla is the right answer. You win 15 points. Moving to question 3. Common birds, robins to wagtails, warblers to redstarts, and lives in the wilderness. So all of these books are written by which famous personality? Your 10 seconds starts now. The teams who know the answer can type pounds in the chat box. Yes, Team 4. May I know your answer?
Ananda Banerjee.
That's the wrong answer. The right answer will be revealed at the end. There's no passing of the questions. So we'll move on to question 4. Question 4. In 2007, two British environmentalists drove a car 7,200 kilometers from Britain to Timbuktu in Mali, Africa, powered by 4,000 kg of X converted into a biofuel. So what is X? The image you see on your screen is a more modernized version of that kind of car. Your 10 seconds starts now. The teams who know the answers may type pounds in the chat box. Yes, Team 1, may I know your answer?
Formula 1.
That is the wrong answer. And since the questions don't pass, the correct answer will be revealed at the end. So we'll move on to the next question. Question 5. Who is the crocodile hunter whose most famous line is "Crikey"? However, this person died when a stingray stung him on his chest. So your 10 seconds to type pounds starts now. Yes, Team 6, I recognize your pounds. May I know your answer?
Steve Irwin.
Yes, Steve Irwin is the right answer. You win 15 points. Moving on to the next question. Question 6. The name of this spider is Luridia phoenixi. So this spider is named after. Your 10 seconds to type pounds starts now. The spider's name is Luridia phoenixi. Seeing no pounces, the answer for this question will be revealed at the end. Sorry, Team 4 and 3, the time is over. We'll be moving on to the next question. Question 7. The concept of X was developed in 2012 by 3 students at MIT. 2 years later, Sprout, a company, purchased this idea. So the clue is throw and grow. The teams who know the answer may type pounds in the chat box. Your 10 seconds start now. Teams, please note. Yes, Team 5, I recognize your pounds. May I know your answer?
The pencil that had seeds at the back or something.
That is the right answer. The correct answer is plantable pencils. So you win 15 points. Moving on to the next question. Question 8. Mojang is adding a lot of endangered animals to Minecraft. It is going to add an animal which looks like a pink salamander. So which animal is this? Your 10 seconds to type pounds starts now. Yes, Team 6. Team 4, I don't recognize your pounds because you've pounds before the time has actually started. So Team 6, I recognize your pounds. May I know your answer?
It's the axolotl.
Yes, it is the axolotl. That's absolutely the right answer. You win 15 points. Moving on to the 9th question. So the 3 images you see on your screen are closely related. I'm looking for something specific between the 3 images you see on your screen. So the flower you see here is the Middle Mist red. The two places you see here are the Duke of Devonshire's Conservatory and the locality of Waitangi in New Zealand. Your 10 seconds to type pounds starts now. There's something very specific with these three places. Any random guess will do. Okay, seeing the time is up, the answer will be revealed at the end. Moving on to the last question for the round 2. Question 10. An endangered omnivorous mammal that is active at night is considered sacred by a certain war god by the ancient Greeks, and this has interestingly been observed to exhibit the human behavior of washing its food before eating it. So name this animal. Your 10 seconds to type pounds starts now. Yes, Team 4, I recognize your pounds. May I know your answer?
Is it a cow?
Can you repeat your answer?
Is it a cow?
That's the wrong answer. You lose 5 points. The right answer will be revealed at the end. Now we'll move on to the answers for the questions of round 2. Question 1, the answer was Galapagos Island, and the most long-living animal was the Galapagos tortoise. Question 2, the answer was Godzilla. Question 3, all of these books are written by Salim Ali, who is the Birdman of India. He is an ornithologist who studies birds. Question 4, the correct answer is chocolate. So chocolate was used as a compound which was converted into a biofuel that helped run the car. So the answer for question 5 is Steve Irwin. The answer for question 6 is Joaquin Phoenix, who won the Oscar in the movie Joker. Question 7, the concept X was plantable pencils. Question 8, the endangered animal which looks like a pink salamander is the axolotl. Question 9, the specific thing is that the Middlemist red is one of the rarest flowers found on Earth. Only 2 of these flowers remain. So one is found in the Duke of Devonshire's Conservatory and the other is found in the locality of Waitangi in New Zealand. Question 10, the answer is wild boar and the ancient war god is Ares, the god of war. Thank you all teams. We've come to the end of round 2. All teams have pounced and answered all the questions very well. So this is the end of round 2. Over to Hansel for the scores.
Thank you, Alan. After 2 rounds, we have Team 3 as well as Team 6 in the lead with 50 points. Team 4 and Team 5 are in second place jointly with 40 points apiece. We have Team 1 in third place with 30 points, Team 7 in fourth place with 25 points, and Team 2 in fifth place with 20 points. Now over to Udaya for the third round.
Thank you, Hansel. Good evening, teams. Good job on the previous rounds. Now we are entering round 3. My name is Udaya and I'll be your host for this round. Round 3 is called Guess the Theme. These are the rules. You will have 7 icons. The team will get the question number according to the team number. So team 1 will get question 1, and team 2 will get question 2, and so on. And there is no passing of questions in this round. For each question, there will be a theme of an environment day given with some dashes. If you guess the environment day theme correctly on the first try, you will get 30 points. You can also specify which letters are revealed. But for every letter, you lose 5 points from the 30 points you get on answering correctly. So if you ask for 6 points, if you ask for 6 letters, then you will not gain any points in this round. And most importantly, remember, you will not lose any points if you guess the theme wrong. So you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So even if you're not sure of the answer, try to take a guess. We shall start this round. Team 1, this is your question. Also, you will have 1 minute to answer each question. There's 8 dashes. Your time starts now. Team 1?
Yeah.
Would you like a hint? Or would you like to try to guess?
Yeah. Hint.
Yeah.
Which letter would you like?
Something in the middle.
You can specify which letter, the third one or the fourth one.
The second one.
The second letter is R. You have 30 seconds, team 1. Would you like a hint?
No, it's a drip for
Yes, team 1?
we like the sixth one.
Sixth letter.
Yeah.
The sixth letter is A. Team 1, your time is up. Do you have any final answers?
It's a drip for something. Not sure.
I'm sorry, team 1. That's not the correct answer. We shall see the answer. The correct answer was a tree for peace. Since you have asked for 2 letters, you will get minus 10 points. Now to team 2. Team 2, this is your question. You have 7 dashes. Your time starts now. Team 2. Would you like a hint, team 2? Team 2. You can ask for a letter to help you guess. 30 seconds left.
I got it.
Is team 2?
It's only one Earth.
Is that your final answer, team 2?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see the answer. Good job, team 2. That's absolutely correct. You get the full 30 points. Now to team 3. Team 3, this is your question. You have 8 dashes. Your time starts now.
Give Earth a chance.
Is that your final answer, team 3?
Yes.
Let's see the answer. Give Earth a chance. Good job, team 3. That was the correct answer. You get the full 30 points. Team 4, this is your question. You have 8 dashes. Your time starts now. You can also ask for letters if you're stuck.
Okay, yeah. Can we have a guess?
Sure.
For life on Earth.
For life on Earth. Let's see the answer. That was absolutely correct. Good job, team 4. You get the full 30 points. Team 5, this is your question. You have 8 dashes. Your time starts now. Team 5. If you'd like a hint, you can also ask.
It's Go Wild for Life.
Is that your final answer, team 5?
Yes.
Okay, let's see the answer. Good job, team 5. That was correct. You get the full 30 points. Moving on to team 6. Team 6, this is your question. You have 8 dashes. Your time starts now. Team 6.
Home for humans?
Is that your final answer, Team 6?
Maybe.
I need a confirmed answer. Is home for humans the
Yeah,
final answer?
we'll go with that.
Home for humans. Let's check the answer. I'm sorry, Team 6. That was incorrect. You lose nor gain any points. Team 7, this is your question. You have 8 dashes. Your time starts now. Team 7,
Can you reveal a letter?
which letter would you like?
In the last one, the third one.
The letter is M. Team 7, you have 30 seconds left.
One Earth, one family.
Is that your final answer, Team 7?
Yes.
Let's reveal the answer. And One Earth, One Family is correct. Good job, Team 7. Since you have asked for one letter, you get 25 points. Good job, all teams, on this round. Now over to Hansel for the scores.
Thank you, Dea. After 3 intense rounds, we have a team with a clear lead. Team 3 is in first place with 80 points. There's a two-way tie for second place with Team 4 and Team 5 on 70 points. There's a three-way tie for third place between Team 6, Team 7, and Team 2, who are all on 50 points. Team 1 is on 30 points. Don't worry, teams, all of you have a good chance of making up the deficit in the last round. Now over to Cynical for the last round.
Thank you, Hansel. Good evening, everyone. My name is Cynical, and I will be your host for round 4. This round is called Risk It for the Biscuit, and this round gives you a chance to catch up with the teams at the top. The rules are quite simple. There are 8 topics you can choose from. Each topic will have 9 options. 6 of them are related to the topic, while 3 of them are not. You have to guess the 6 topics which are related. And for every correct choice, you will receive 10 points. And if you get any option wrong, you will lose all the points you earn in this round only. You can stop guessing at any time you want and walk away with the points you earn, or you can risk your points for even more. If you get all the options right, you get an additional of 40 points, totaling you to 100 points. Teams with the lowest points get to choose first, and then it goes in the ascending order. You will have 1 minute 30 seconds to select all the options. All the best. Moving on to the choices. So currently the team with the lowest score is Team 1. So Team 1 can make its choice.
Companies.
Okay,
Sorry,
Varun,
space.
please. Which one?
Space.
Okay, Varun, please select space. Okay. Okay, so in this topic, there will be 9 names given to you, out of which 6 of the names are actual stars and the 3 are not. You have to guess the real star names. So here are your options. Team 1 can make its choices.
Sirius.
Okay, are you sure that's your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Varun, please select Sirius. Okay, that's 10 points. Which one?
Callisto.
Okay, Callisto. Are you sure that's your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Varun, please select Callisto. And that is wrong, so you lose the 10 points you earn. Callisto is actually a moon, not a star.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you got the answer wrong, and so we will be moving on to the next team. So the next teams with the lowest score are, I believe it's a tie between Team 2 and Team 6 and Team 7. So we will be moving on to the Wheel of Fortune to see who gets to pick first. Okay, so this is the Wheel of Fortune. It has a few options, three options: Quizmaster's Choice, Greater Team, and the Smaller Team. So, example, if it lands on the smaller team, the team with the lowest number will go first. If it lands on greater team, the team with the greater number will go first. Quizmaster's Choice, I get to pick. Okay, Warren, please spin the wheel. Okay. Okay, so the team with the smaller number gets to go first. So that is, let me see, team 2. Yeah, team 2 gets to go first. So team 2 can choose its choice.
We go with endangered animals.
Okay, endangered animals. Please select endangered animals. Okay, so in this topic, there will be 9 animal names given to you, out of which 6 animals are endangered or critically endangered. The 3 are not. You have to guess the endangered animals. Only endangered animals are to be guessed, not vulnerable animals. So here are your options. Team 2 can make its choice.
One is the hawksbill turtle.
Hawksbill turtles. Are you sure that's your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, well, please select hawksbill turtles. And you earn 10 points. Do you want to keep going?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Then snow leopard.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Warren, please select snow leopards. That is wrong. Snow leopards are actually classified vulnerable by IUCN.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, you lose the 10 points. Moving on to the next team with the lowest number, which is team 6. So team 6 can make its choice.
We'll choose aquatic animals.
Okay, aquatic animals. Varun, can you please select aquatic animals? Okay, so in this topic, there will be 9 names given to you, out of which 6 of the names are real aquatic animals, and the other 3 are not. You have to guess the aquatic animals. So here are your options. Team 6, you can make your choice. Okay.
Starfish.
Okay, Varun, please select starfish. Okay, that's 10 points for you. Do you want to keep going?
We go with dogfish.
Dogfish, are you sure that's your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Varun, please select dogfish. And that is absolutely correct. 20 points. Do you want to keep going?
Yeah. Anglerfish.
Anglerfish. Are you sure that's your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Varun, please select anglerfish. That is 30 points for you. Do you want to keep going, or you can walk away with your 30 points?
We will go on.
Okay. What is your next choice?
Butterfly fish.
Butterfly fish. Is
Yeah.
that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Varun, please select butterfly fish. And 40 points. That
But
is
not correct.
absolutely correct. Do you want to keep going?
We choose to walk out.
Okay, congratulations. You have earned a total of 40 points. Let's see
Yeah,
what
bro.
the
I don't know the other ones.
sorry, what?
Sorry.
Do you want to keep going or quit?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, let's just see what the correct answers are. Warren, just select all the options. So that was right. Wolfish was right. And the other 3 were wrong. Okay, moving on to the next team, that is team 7. Okay, team 7 can make its choice.
Companies?
Okay, Warren, please select companies. Okay, so in this topic, there will be 9 animals names which will be given to you, out of which 6 of them are also the names of companies, and the other 3 are not. You have to guess the companies which have the same name as these animals. So here are your options. Team 7 can make your choices.
Kookaburra.
Okay. So Varun, please select Kookaburra. Okay, that's 10 points. Do you want to keep going?
Yes. Jaguar.
Jaguar. Varun, please select Jaguar. Okay, that's 20 points. That was absolutely correct. Do you want to keep going or walk away with 20 points?
Puffin.
Oh, sorry?
Puffin. The blue.
Okay, Puffin. Warren, please pick Puffin. Okay, that is incredibly correct. Okay, so that's 30 points. Do you want to keep going?
Let's play it safe.
Okay, fine. Congratulations, you have earned a total of 30 points. Moving on to the next teams, which I believe has a tie again. It is, let me check. A second. Yeah. So team 4 and team 5 has a tie again. So we will be moving on to the Wheel of Fortune again. Okay, Warren, please spin the wheel. Okay, so it's the smaller team that's going to go first. So that is going to be team 4. Team 4 can make its choice now.
Countries.
Countries.
Okay, Warren, please select countries. Okay, so in this topic, there will be 9 countries' names which will be given to you, out of which 6 of the countries have more than one capital, and the other 3 do not. You have to guess the countries with more than one capital. So here are your options. Team, which team is this again? Let me check. Yeah, team 4 can make this.
Yeah. Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Okay, Warren, please fix Sri Lanka. Okay, that is absolutely correct. You have earned 10 points.
Chile.
Chile. Okay, Warren, are you sure that's the answer, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, Warren, please select Chile. And that's absolutely correct as well. You have earned 20 points. Do you want to keep going?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay.
Okay.
Benin.
Benin. Okay, are you sure that's the answer?
Yes.
Okay, Warren, please select Benin. Okay, that is absolutely correct as well. That's 30 points. You can keep going if you want.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Swaziland.
Okay, Swaziland. Warren, please fix Swaziland. And that's 40 points you have earned. Do you want to keep going?
Yeah. We'll go ahead. Malaysia.
Malaysia. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Warren, please select Malaysia. Okay, and that's a total of 50 points. There is only one more option which is correct. Do you want to risk it?
Yes.
Okay.
May I?
Okay, yeah, sure. Why not?
Netherlands.
Okay, Netherlands. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, Warren, please fix Netherlands. And congratulations, you got all 6 of them right and earn a total of 100 points and are currently in the lead. So it's the last team that is remaining. The other 3 are incorrect: Indonesia, Myanmar, and Egypt. Indonesia has only one capital, that is Jakarta. Myanmar, Nai Pita, and Egypt has Cairo. Anyway, team, let me see. Team 3 is the last team that can choose its choice. You can choose either one of those. Team 3
Voice
makes
actors. Voice actors.
Excuse me, team 5 has to choose.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second. Team 5. Oh, yes. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, team 5 has to make its choice. I didn't realize there was a tie.
We'll go with movies.
Which one?
Movies.
Okay, movies. Varun, please say movies. Okay, so basically in this topic, there will be 9 names given to you, out of which 6 of the movies are related to the environment or they are environmental documentaries, and the other 3 are not. So you have to guess the environment related movies or documentaries. So here are your options. Team 5, you can make a choice. Team 5, time's running out. You have only 1 minute 30 seconds.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah, sure.
Lorax.
Lorax. Okay, one, please fix Lorax. And that is absolutely correct. You earn 10 points. You want to keep going?
Yeah, we'll keep.
Okay.
I'll go with My Octopus Teacher.
Okay, one, please fix My Octopus Teacher. Okay, that is correct. That's 20 points for you. Do you want to keep going?
We'll
Yeah,
keep
we'll
going.
keep going.
Okay, which one? Hello?
Fern Gully.
Can you be a bit louder? Okay, Fern Gully. Yeah, one, please select Fern Gully. And that is absolutely correct. You have 30 points. Do you want to keep going?
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Okay, what's your next choice? You have only 30 seconds remaining. $20. You're not losing any points here, so you can also make random guesses.
Cowspiracy.
Okay, one, please select conspiracy. Make fast guesses now. It's time's up now. Just name any if you want, or you can just leave it right now. Fast, please. The time's up. Okay, I guess time's up, and you earned 40 points. Congratulations. Moving on to the last team that has the choice to guess is Team 3 with 80 points right now. You can make your choice.
Voice actors.
Okay, Varun, please select voice actors. So in this topic, there will be 9 celebrities' names, which are, out of which 6 of them have voice acted animals in movies, and the other 3 have not. So you have to guess the celebrities who have voiced animals. So here are your options. You can make guesses. Go ahead. And I'll just start the time right now. 1 second. Yeah, your next starts now. Any guesses? Team 3. I think one of your teammates left. Only 50 seconds remain. Team 3. Haven't made a choice yet. Forty seconds. $30 seconds remain. choices.
Dwayne Johnson.
Okay, Warren, please select Dwayne Johnson. Hurry up, guys. You're losing time. Warren, please select Dwayne Johnson. And that is wrong. And you haven't lost nor earned any points. So we come to the end of this round. Everyone tried well. Please be patient while we calculate the results. Yeah. So over to you, Warren.
Thank you, Nikhil. So yeah, I'm guessing that was a really interesting round for a lot of you. And so while we wait for the results, how about you guys tell me, how did you find the quiz? Was it easy? Was it tough? Was it Googleable? Yeah. So Ashay, I see you're smiling. What are you laughing about?
No, I mean we came clutch with answers.
Yeah.
We definitely had some random guesses, to say the least.
So sometimes the answers that you don't expect are at all are the correct answers. So there were like a lot of big numbers introduced in this year's Environment Day quiz. Like last year, most of the teams couldn't go above 70. But over here, I think we've crossed 100. Yeah, so Team 4, we've crossed 100. And I think other teams have also crossed 100, but let's see. Okay. So anyone else has to say anything at all about this whole quiz? Okay, wait, let me call upon Team 3. Team 3?
Yes.
So, what happened back there in round 4? You froze for a second, right?
Yeah, I got nervous.
Oh, you got nervous. Anyway, it's not a problem, okay? Because once you keep coming to quizzes, right, the confidence increases. So that's one of the many benefits of quizzing. So, and apart from that, you can also use it as a you can also use it in college. I think that's what the teachers have told me, that if you're really good at quizzing, it can help with college. I don't know why you do that, but and another benefit is you gain knowledge for free. So hey, we all like things that are free, right? So free knowledge. And even in the preliminaries, all of you like did really well. In fact, the competition was so intense, we had to have a 4-way tie for the last qualifying place. Hello, Father.
Hello.
Good morning. Yeah, so the answers will be revealed in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Okay, so now we have Father Joshua, the Vice Principal of ICSC with us. He's here to announce the results of the quiz competition.
Hello, good evening. I think I am audible.
Yes, Father.
Yes. So very good evening. It was a nice competition, and let me first take the privilege to congratulate all of you, the participants, the quiz masters. You did a good job. The fun facts, everything was so nice. So you all participated well, and it was giving the general knowledge about the environment and the best wishes of the Environment Day to all of you. So let me announce the results of this quiz competition. So let me start with the third prize winner, the team. The third prize goes to the team of Nayan and Aisal. Congratulations. And the second prize goes to the team Redima and Hannah Mary. Congratulations. And the first prize goes to the team comprising of Dia and Ashray. Congratulations. Congratulations to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. I heartily thank all the teams of the quiz competition for their spectacular work and great effort and for making this event a successful one. Now it's time to thank our quizzers, Varun, Udaya, Aaron Matthew, Aaron Sijo, Ainanda, Alan, Gauri, Hansel, Harish, Mark Pasanga, Sai Nikhil, Sudev, Trishant, who are the cornerstone of this competition, who put their heart and soul to get this event done in the best way possible and in an organized manner. Before ending the celebration of the day, it gives me immense pleasure to give a vote of thanks to the dignitaries, organizers of all the events of the day, all the teachers, and the participants. I would firstly like to thank Father Joyce, Father Arun, Father Joshua, Father Babu Paul, who honored this function of the day by their presence, hospitality, guidance, and encouragement. I would also like to thank Sebastian Sir and Nilanjana ma'am, the coordinators of Christ Academy, for their valuable contributions and continued support. I would now like to thank the judges of the debate competition for their dedication and skills for judging that particular event of the day, as well as Pratibha ma'am for her commitment in preparing the score sheet for the debate competition. I would also like to heartily thank the supervisors who worked hard to ensure that this occasion becomes a memorable one. Now it's time to thank the teachers of the science department, especially teachers of grade 9 and 10, ICSE and Rinsi ma'am and Sushri ma'am, the animators of grade 9 and 10, for their precious time, hard work, efforts that they had put together for the whole month. And I would also like to thank Manu ma'am and the MUN team and all teachers from grade 1 to 10 for their stewardship, support, vision, and commitment. Now I especially thank Rahul sir and Venugopal sir and all the members of the technical team who enabled us to have such a wonderful virtual program. The last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants of the event today for their cooperation, endeavor, and efforts in making this function a resounding success. And now it's time to end the celebration of the day. I would like to end today's celebration by telling a quote on environment. The major problems in the world are the results of the difference between how nature works and how people think. Yes, it is very necessary for us to change the way we think about environment. A Bolivian politician once said, sooner or later, we will have to recognize that the earth has rights too, to live without pollution and exploitation. What mankind has to know that humans cannot live without Mother Earth, but planet can live without human beings. So let's not make our efforts and contributions only on Environment Day, but we must strive to work for our environment and take care of it whenever and wherever possible to keep it in a better shape. So let's assure that our efforts towards our environment are constant. And keeping this in mind, wait for another interesting, amazing, purposeful, and fun-filled World Environment Day celebration coming up next year. Thank you.
It was an amazing quiz.
Thank you.